Welcome to lesson 2 in our introduction to the Java programming language. In this lesson, we will talk more about the print methods and comments in Java, and to cover content such as the difference between print and println, printing numbers and arithmetic evaluations, the importance of comments, as well as how to write single and multi-line comments. We concluded our last tutorial by printing a line of text on the screen using the command system out println, the message we want to print, written between a pair of quotes. Now there's something you must take note in printing out a line of text. So if we decide to change this double quotes to single quotes, you would see we have an error message, and this application would not run. So what it means is that whenever we want to print a line of text on the screen, we must use a pair of double quotes. Now, if you put your cursor over the print line, you would see it gives us a message that reads print a string and then terminate the line. This method behaves as though it invokes print and then print line. So now you would see that println is regarded as a method. Methods in Java help perform a specific action. In this case, the println method performs the action of writing text on our screen. We have other print methods as well, one of which is the print. Now, the print line and the print handles different use cases. The print line prints messages on the screen as well as return the cursor to the next line. This is similar to typing a line of text and hitting the enter or return key on your keyboard. While the print method simply prints out a line of text while leaving the cursor in that same line. So we can go ahead and use the print method so we can see the difference between the print line and the print. So I could say system out print, and I see my first Java application. Now once we run this, you would see we have our welcome to my calculator app as well as my first Java application. Now this doesn't show us the difference between the two, but once I remove this ln from the first print line statement and we run our application, you would see that both messages are printed on the same line. Now what this means is that the first print method, which is welcome to my calculator app, prints out the message but leaves the cursor on that same line. Now the next print method says my first Java application. This is also printed as well in the last place the cursor was left. So that is the reason why if we use our print line and we run our application, welcome to my calculator app will be printed, but the cursor will move to the next line for the next print action. Aside printing text on our screen, we could also print numbers as well. So in order for us to print numbers, we could do system out print, and we could just type a number, let's say 432. Now, whenever we print out numbers, we do not need to write them between quotes. But if we need to print out a text, it must be written between a pair of quotes. So numbers are not written with quotes. If you decide to put a pair of quotes in printing out the numbers, what this means is that the program sees this as a text, but without the quotes, it sees this as numbers. So if we run our application, okay, so this prints out. So let's use print line here, so we'd see each of our print statements on new lines. Yeah, so we have our 4 32. Aside printing numbers, the print and the print line methods also can print the results of arithmetic evaluations. So for instance, we could say system out print line. We could have something like 4 plus 6. And now the print line statement would first of all evaluate 4 plus 6, which is 10, and then print the value 10. So once we run our application, you will see we have 10. You could as well do print out print line. We have, let's say, 3 minus 7. And now you see we have minus 4. But if we decide to put this between a pair of double quotes, you would see it leaves it as 3 minus 7 because it now sees this as a text rather than numbers. So if we run our application, you see we have 3 minus 7. Now let's introduce a concept in the Java programming language known as comments. So comments in Java are used to explain code and make our code more readable. Comments in Java are not regarded as code, but they are simply there for us to describe certain things that we do in our program. Now we have two types of comments. We have the single line comment and the multi-line comment. A single line comment simply means that the comment is left in a single line, while a multi-line comment simply means that the comment spans across multiple lines in our file. So in order for us to write a single line comment, all we need to do is put in 2 backward slashes and then write whatever text we need to write. So in this case here, we could say our app prints out a welcome message. Now you would see that if we run our application, this comment is nowhere to be found, and there's a reason why it is grayed out. Now it is grayed out because our program will not see this as a line of code. So comments are written for us to understand, for us to make our code readable. Now in a large project, you would be working with like a team, and then whatever thought process you had while writing your code, you might want to leave it as comments so that it will be easy for your team members to follow. So if we go to the next line, which is a statement in Java, and we put in 2 backward slashes, you would see that this statement has now been grayed out and it's now seen as a comment. So this code will no longer run. So if we run our application, you will see we no longer have our welcome to my calculator app. Now you would notice that we have 2 comments following one after the other. Now this leads us to another type of comments called multi-line comments. So multi-line comments help us to write comments that span across more than one line. So in order for us to create multi-line comments, we start by having 2 backward slashes, and in between the pair of backward slashes we would have 2 stars. Now any text we write in between these symbols are regarded as comments and therefore does not run as code in our application. So I could say this class was created on, say, September 24, 2023, and then I can hit the enter key to continue this comment on the next line and say for a series known as Introduction to Java Programming, Lesson 2. So that's it about comments and the print methods in Java. I hope you found this video useful. Please don't forget to subscribe, like, and share. See you next time.